Okay guys, I will tell you a story about Hansel and Gretel. So, once upon a time, in a faraway forest, there lived a poor woodcutter, his wife, and their two young children. The boy's name was Hansel, and the girl was called Gretel. The woodcutter was so poor that the family had very little food to eat. So one night, the woodcutter's wife said, "We cannot take care of the children anymore. You must take them the middle of the forest and left them there." The two children heard the parents talk and they were very scared. "We don't want to live in the forest." So the clever children came up with a plan to save themselves. That night, they quickly filled the pocket with the tiny pebbles. Next morning, as the woodcutter took them to of the middle of the forest, Hansel and Gretel dropped the pebbles all along the way. When the father left them, all they had to do was to follow the line of the pebbles back home. The woodcutter and his wife were surprised to see the children back home. "We must take them again tomorrow," they said. Hansel and Gretel were very worried now. "All our papers are gone. What do we do now?" they cried. "I have an idea," said Hansel. "We can drop breadcrumbs this time." So the next morning, when the woodcutter took the children back inside the forest to leave them there again, the children dropped crumbs of bread all along the way. But sadly, for the children, the animal and birds had eaten up all the crumbs. Now, Hansel and Gretel walk and walk but can't find the way back home. Suddenly, hidden in the trees, they saw a strange house made of candy, cookies, chocolate, and everything delicious. "This is a gingerbread house!" cried Gretel happily. The children were so hungry that they started gobbling up the house at once. Now, this house actually belonged to an old witch who loved to eat little children, just as Hansel and Gretel were eating their yummy door. The bunch of them and took them inside. "I shall feed you up and eat you," she said with a weak laugh. The weak witch locked Hansel in a chair. Then she turned to Gretel and said, "You little girl, help me light the oven when it is hot. I shall cook your brother and eat him up." Poor Gretel was too afraid. Gretel quickly took off plan to save her brother. Just as the witch bent to check if the oven was hot, she gave a big push from behind. The witch dived into the oven with a scream and Gretel quickly locked the oven door with the witch inside. Gretel screwed Hansel and the two children filled the pocket with the witch jewels. Finally, they managed to find their way back home and gave a jewel to their mother and father. Thanks to clever children, the woodcutter and his family were never poor or hungry